Right, hello and welcome to iRacing in review. So this race, as you can see from the watermark in the bottom right corner, I didn't record this live. I've gone back into the replay because it was a fun race. But yeah, Ferrari Challenge, Laguna Seca. Now we'll start off here with the guy in second, Renault Tyrrell. Bit of a naughty start. He shouldn't have been in front of me coming around that corner, but he was, and he grabbed it, and I qualified second, he qualified third. You can only get in front of the vehicle that you're alongside on the starting grid, so he shouldn't have been in that position, but it is what it is. Anyway, I qualified second. I was a bit hesitant about being second on the grid. The race I did before this, I qualified second, and I got yeeted into the land of wind and ghosts at the corkscrew by the guy in third. So that wasn't great, but this was a fun race. Everything was okay at the start, apart from that bit of a jump from Renault, but we got on with it. And yeah, so it's 11 laps, and we've got the picture-in-picture bottom right. So at the moment we're in third, just trying to keep it on the track, not touching the gravel, and try and put a bit of distance between us. And fourth, so Martin Tran's off in the distance already, 4 seconds ahead of us. This is a really bad corner for me, the last one. I never get any sort of grip or traction. As you can see from the picture-in-picture, we're all quite close all the way through the field. Also in this race, I should have mentioned this at the start, also in this race we've got Jason from GametechUK. We had several races, we were in the same split, and it was a lot of fun. So he was, I think, 7th at the moment. Yeah, 7th according to the top. Jason was quite unlucky. He got hit in the last corner on the last lap, which dropped him to 9th, I think he finished. But yeah, so this was my 3rd or 4th race of the day, and the first race I did, I was in top split and I was off the pace by a mile because I hadn't really had any practice, so I got slaughtered in that race. The second race, yeah, qualified second. Is that the second race? I can't remember. Qualified second. But P1's gone off there. Martin's gone off at the corkscrew. So at the moment I'm thinking I should have been first. But it's okay. We're still close to Renault, and we obviously qualified higher than him, so we do have a better race pace. And if you see the head-to-head in the bottom corner, I do have slightly more green. So I am currently doing on a faster lap. And I'm well clear of Alvaro, who's now been promoted to 3rd. So this is an 11 lap race. I quite like Laguna Seca. It took me a few goes in the Ferrari to really get comfortable with it. I was braking way too late early on. By the time we got to this race, I kind of got it sorted. Bit of a wobble there. That was a sign of things to come. Renault really did like to cut as much of the curb as he could. You see he's done it there as well. The curbs here, the sausages, are a guide to where your car should be on your line. They're not to be hit. They will unsettle the car. And because we're in the Monterey Desert in Southern California, outside of the track it's all sand and gravel, and if your car gets on that, you're in trouble. So you've really got to respect the track limits. So he's gone a little bit wide there, he's run a little bit wide, he's in the gravel there. That's allowed me to catch up just a little bit. You still see Alvaro behind me, 0.6 of a second. Me and Renault at the moment quite even. I've gone a little bit wide there, but luckily I was able to rotate the car and get a much better run at the second half of the Andretti hairpin. Now I've hit the curb there, but it hasn't unsettled the car. We're still fairly close to Renault. And I'm fairly confident at this moment we can keep with him. But he's started to over-rotate there. I'm thinking, oh, but then suddenly I realise he's actually going to veer right, and I'm able just to avoid him go left. So Renault goes into the wall. Renault is now out. He's straight to the pits. That's allowed Alvaro to catch up behind me. As you can see, he's really on the tail, but I'm in first. So quite an unusual position for me to find myself in. A little bit of inside curb there coming out the corkscrew, which you don't want because you can again spin the car very easily. But yeah, I'm not really used to being in first much. I don't win many races, so now it's just about being consistent. What is going to work for me in this track is that Laguna Seca is a very difficult track to overtake on unless you have complete outright speed. It's a very similar track to Brands Hatch, also a little bit like Donington. It just goes all an Alton Park, all the way around. You're just at speed. This is the only real slow corner apart from the corkscrew, but the corkscrew is so tight you can't really go too wide into it if you park your car in the middle. So we're doing okay. We've managed to open up a little bit of a gap now, 4/10. Now Alvaro has got to try and plot where he has the best chance to get past me. At the moment in the head-to-head it's kind of even with red and green. The more green means I'm faster, the more red means he's faster. But we've still got, this is lap 5, it's 11 laps, so we've still got 6 laps after this. And I really must make sure that I don't bin it in the corkscrew. It's so easily done. It took me ages to get the right line going into the corkscrew. I'll get a 1x there for just catching the inside of the curb. Got very lucky I didn't get spun off. It's allowed Alvaro to get to 3/10. If he gets to 2/10, I need to start taking defensive lines, which just slows us both down. Now behind Alvaro, Gunter and Martin there fighting. Martin was in the lead until he came off at the corkscrew, but they're fighting 3/10 apart, so that's good news for me and Alvaro. Anyway, good hairpin, nice and tight on the inside. And Alvaro just keeping the distance. Out to 0.8, 0.7, so he's not in lunging range. It's really important at Laguna Seca that you don't get fixated with the rear view mirror. Managed to nail each of those turns. Again through the corkscrew, no problem. Into rainy curve. Bit to the inside, but didn't cut it like I did the last time. Again, decent gap here, 5/10, so I can stay on the racing line coming to this corner. Braking early, trying not to overrun. A little bit on the asteroid, but it's okay, it's not an off track there. Just another lap in the book in the lead. I'm doing 124s, really 123s is going to be good enough to get you the win if you can consistently do 123s. Top split we're doing 121s, which was ludicrous really. Anyway, Alvaro's now cut down to 2/10, so I've got to be really careful. He's right there. Any bad exit here, he's going to think about a lunge. Now he's right there now, 0.1. He has a little look, but not close enough. I can shut the door, opens it up again to 0.5. That's one of the good things about this track. If you've got somebody right on your tail and they're not in a position to lunge, if they're on the wrong line, it's going to slow them down on the exit, so it buys you a bit of time back. But I've got to make sure he's not going to try and creep up the inside at the corkscrew. So through again. back up to 0.7. A little bit wide on that exit, but again not in range, so we can take the racing line, come out wide and cut back across the inside. A little bit wider again on the Astro, not great. He starts to gain here, so he's gone from 0.6 to 0.5, but again he's not in striking range, so I can come out to the edge of the track, point my car in, downshift, stay with the brakes on, get a nice tight inside on the curves. Now the one thing I was doing with Alvaro, he was quicker than me at the start, I was much quicker through the centre of the track. So it's coming back again, 0.3, 0.4. There's no big deal, we don't have to deviate. We can just keep it going. Everything is fine. But he's certainly making me work for it. He's keeping a very, very consistent gap. Got closer now, 0.3, 0.2. I've got to start to think about using the defensive line, so I'm going to stay on the left here. These are my moves, you can see him moving out, but I feel, park it on the apex. He's not going to be getting around me there, but he is closing the gap, so that's something for me to think about for the next few laps. You definitely don't want to be in full defensive mode getting into the last stages of the race. Again, I'm coming to the inside, I know he's there, he's had a little look, not quite good enough for him. Now he's just a couple of tenths back, a couple of car lengths. A little bit wide there, it's my other 1x, I've got a 2x for this race. Again he's back to 1/10, so I'm just covering off the inside in case he fancies a dive, but he can't make it. It's dropped him back to 0.4 now. So we can drive as normal for the next few corners. He's pushing so hard at the moment, he's just filling my mirrors all the time. He's not giving up, and we've really left third place, who is now Josh. So the guys in third and fourth had some sort of coming together. And here he is, so close, but again I'm covering off the inside, just stopping him from using the switchback, which is what he was after, but it's not going to happen. I've got the drive coming out of that corner. Again, 0.1, so I've really got to hug the inside here, make sure he doesn't get any momentum up the inside at all. Yep, just cover it off, anchors on, get the car stopped, get it rotated, and off we go again, and I'll live to fight another lap in the lead. If you lose the lead here, very difficult to get it back. Back up to 0.4. Another good corner. Coming up to the corkscrew again, just filling as much of the track as I can. This is where I got punted off in the previous race. So we're coming round for what should be a white flag. He's a little bit further away now, 1 second. He made a slight error coming at the corkscrew, so it's given me time to now resume the racing line out to the right. Bought me a bit of breathing space. So there's Barney the flagman waving his white flag. Final lap. In a good position here, second ahead. Just keep it together. Back out to the side. Coming back in, take the normal line. As long as I can keep the consistency, I should get the win. A little bit of a back end slide there. Managed to catch it. I'm still doing okay. 0.6. Again, a little bit of gravel. 0.5, 0.4. He's closing up again. But he's gone very wide there. He slipped, he almost put it into the tyre barrier, and now that's dropped him back to 1.5 seconds. And at this point, he knows that his chance is gone. And as long as I don't make a mistake, he's going to have to settle for second when he's picking up 76 iRating. So it's not too shabby. And he's got a good gap of 2 seconds to Josh in third. So I'm through the corkscrew for the last time. Two corners to go. 1.6 seconds, 1.7, he really has just given up the ghost now. So as long as I don't stack it here, I'm going to get a very, very hard-earned win. So there it is, coming out the corner. Started P2, finished P1. So a win, good tough race. Anyway, thanks for watching then. And I will see you for the next one.